You are sitting on your couch right now. You are staring at a screen, completely motionless, probably slumped over in a position that your chiropractor would describe as an absolute crime scene. Your phone is resting in your palm, your thumb is doing a microscopic scrolling motion, and the rest of your body is functionally indistinguishable from a piece of living room furniture. You know, deep down, that you should probably go to the gym. You paid for the membership. You bought the shoes with the ridiculously bouncy soles. You even made a playlist titled Unstoppable Force. And yet, your brain is currently running a background program that is screaming with absolute life or death intensity one single command. Do not move. Stay on the couch. Save yourself. You call this laziness. You feel guilty about it. You look at fitness influencers who wake up at 4 a.m. to run half marathons before their morning coffee, and you assume that you are simply missing a crucial piece of software, a defect in your character, a glitch in your discipline. But here's the thing that nobody really explains to you while they are trying to sell you pre-workout powder. Your brain does not hate working out because you are weak. Your brain hates working out because it is brilliant. It is running an incredibly ancient, highly optimized, million-year-old optimization algorithm that treats voluntary exercise as a form of literal evolutionary insanity. To your nervous system, stepping onto a treadmill to run in a straight line toward absolutely nothing isn't self-improvement, it's an anomaly, a malfunction, a waste of life. And the reason it feels that way goes back further than the gym, further than sports, further than the invention of the wheel. This goes incredibly deep. Let's go. Start with the raw energy math, because before you had an economy, you had thermodynamics. The universe runs on calories. Every single thing your body does, breathing, thinking, circulating blood, keeping your organs from turning off, requires an upfront investment of energy. And for 99% of human history, calories were not something you bought in convenient plastic wrappers at the grocery store. Calories were a rare, unpredictable, high-stakes resource that you had to fight, chase, or dig out of the dirt. If you were a hunter-gatherer 50,000 years ago, your daily calendar was brutally simple. Expend energy to find food, or fail to find food and die of starvation. There was no safety net, no food delivery apps, no leftover pizza in the fridge. Under those conditions, biological efficiency wasn't just a metric, it was the baseline for survival. And this is where the math gets brutal. A human body operating in the wilderness is basically a battery that is constantly draining. Every step you take, every hill you climb, every heavy object you lift is a withdrawal from your metabolic bank account. If you spend 1,000 calories chasing an antelope and you don't catch it, you didn't just lose a game, you lost a chunk of your life expectancy. You worked for free, and your biology cannot afford to work for free. Because of this, natural selection ran a very simple, very ruthless calculation across millions of generations. The individuals who ran around for no reason burned up their reserves and died out during the next famine. The individuals who survived, the ones who reproduced, were the ones who were absolute hoarders of energy, the ones who sat down the absolute second they didn't need to be standing up. That is your ancestry. You are the direct descendant of the most elite, highly specialized slacking champions of the prehistoric world. The cavemen who looked at a steep hill and thought, absolutely not, I'll stay down here, are the reason you are alive today. When you feel an overwhelming urge to cancel your evening workout and order a burrito instead, that isn't a moral failure, that is your DNA actively trying to keep you alive during an Ice Age winter that ended 10,000 years ago. It's natural selection operating inside your modern living room, completely blind to the fact that your environment has changed. Your body is still expecting a famine, even though the only thing you are currently facing is a long line at the drive-thru. Analytically, think about the sheer design of the human body. We walk on two legs, bipedalism. Researchers studying human biomechanics have noted that our upright posture is actually one of the most energy-efficient walking mechanisms in the entire mammal kingdom. We don't trot like dogs or gallop like horses. We swing our legs like pendulums, using gravity to do most of the work for us. We are built to cover vast distances while burning the absolute minimum amount of fuel possible. We are hybrid cars built for long-distance mileage, optimized to conserve gas at every turn. So, when you decide to take the elevator instead of the stairs, your body isn't being lazy, it's just honoring its own engineering. It's recognizing that climbing vertical steps requires an unnecessary expenditure of force, and it is automatically down-regulating your motivation to save your fuel tank. But then, we invented the modern world, and this is where the biological blueprint completely scrambled. Within the last 2 centuries, humans did something cosmically unprecedented. We eliminated the physical effort required to get food. You no longer have to spear a mammoth to get protein, you just have to tap a piece of glass on your phone. You don't have to walk 5 miles to a watering hole, you just turn a handle in your kitchen. We created an environment of infinite, effortless calories, but we are still trapped inside a nervous system that treats calories as a rare treasure. Your brain hasn't received the memo that the famine is over. It doesn't know that the grocery store exists. It looks at your modern lifestyle and assumes you have hit the absolute jackpot: maximum food, zero movement. It thinks you have won the evolutionary lottery. So, when you try to force yourself to go to the gym, you are initiating an internal civil war. Your conscious mind, which reads articles about cardiovascular health and longevity, says, "Let's lift heavy weights." Your subconscious mind, operating with the survival code of a Pleistocene hunter, looks at the situation and goes, "Wait, there is no predator chasing us. There is no fruit to gather. There is no mammoth to hunt. Why are we running on this moving rubber floor? Are we insane? Stop immediately." And it uses its most powerful weapon to stop you: neurochemistry. It drops your dopamine levels, floods your system with a feeling of deep, crushing lethargy, and makes the couch feel like the safest, most logical place on Earth. It's literally trying to protect you from yourself. Empowering, understanding this changes the entire conversation around fitness. You are not fighting your own character, you are fighting natural selection. You are attempting to override millions of years of successful biological programming using nothing more than a gym membership and sheer force of will. And that force of will is a finite resource. It drains quickly, especially after a long day of making decisions at a desk. Empathetic, so the next time you are lying on the couch, feeling that heavy, immovable weight of laziness anchoring you to the cushions, don't spiral into guilt. Don't listen to the influencers telling you you just don't want it bad enough. Take a deep breath, look at your motionless body and recognize it for what it truly is: a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering that is conserving its resources with flawless, ancient efficiency. You're not lazy, you're just a survivor.